Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the Be Positive, Stay Positive podcast. My name is Nat, and I'm here for you. Maybe I should say welcome back to myself, because it's been a couple of weeks. I've taken a break, holidays, all kinds of stuff. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. I figured I would get back on here and talk for a few minutes about some things that have been bothering me. But if this is your first time here, welcome to the show. I'm glad you found it. If you like it, share it with your friends. If you don't like it, send it to people that you don't like. Don't forget about the book, The Positive Perspective, available on Amazon and my website, bepositivepodcast.com. It's a good time to get your autographed copy or for someone else. Get someone else a personalized copy of the book to send out for Christmas. It's a good gift. There's also a few things on the website, on the merch tab. You can click there and check that stuff out too. And also I have a limited number of Christmas ornaments that I was thinking of selling. I have like a handful of them that have been personalized and say be positive or stay positive on them. So if you like one of those, hit me up on the text line 304-506-3332. All right, enough of that stuff. What do I want to talk about today? Well, I haven't done a podcast for a couple of weeks. I did one while I was driving to work one day, and right now I'm out actually sitting in my truck because I felt the need to talk. Finally, again, the need to talk has come back. And today I want to talk about you and me and everybody on the planet who is either selfish or selfless. Now think about that for a minute. We tend to think that someone is selfish when they care about themselves or they love themselves or they do things for themselves. And then we also see people who are selfless, who constantly do for other people and constantly are being the good Samaritan, always doing the right thing for everybody else and neglecting themselves. And we tend to think that you can only be one or the other. The word or, selfless or selfish, comes into play. And I don't think that you have to be one or the other. I think you can be both. If you could find that happy medium between being selfish and showing self-love and being selfless and giving so much of yourself that you drain yourself, when you find that happy medium in between to where you do love yourself, you can point the finger at yourself when you make a mistake. You can give when it hurts to give sometimes, but not to the point of putting you out. It's finding that happy medium that is going to help to create your happy life. But let's talk about one at a time here. Now, a lot of people have called me self-centered, selfish, egotistical, and to some people, I might look that way at certain points in time because I've worked, let's say, for my music. I've worked my entire life to become the drummer I am. For my graphic design services and skills, I've worked for 30 years to be the designer that I am, and I'm proud of it. I'm confident of it. And I like myself. And, when people think that if you love yourself, you're conceited. But if you don't love yourself, how can you love others, first of all? I mean, I don't love myself to the point of, oh, my God, I'm so awesome. I don't think that way. I love myself to the point of saying I'm very proud of my accomplishments. I've worked very hard to get to where I am in life. I've made sacrifices to get to this point. I've been at the bottom. I've been at the top. I've been all on the spectrum, all over the spectrum in emotions to get to this point in my life. So, yes, I'm going to enjoy this, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if you see me as self-centered or egotistical or whatever it is that you think, then you're only seeing what you want to see. Because there's times when I am selfless and I give so much of myself that I sacrifice part of myself for other people. And there's times when there's not that happy medium in my life anyway. And it swings both ways. That didn't sound right, but I'm talking about selfish and selflessness. Get your mind out of the gutter. But when you really start to pay attention to yourself and to how and stop caring about what other people think of you, because bottom line, that doesn't matter. It does not matter what other people think of you. It does not matter what happens on the outside of you. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll be happier with yourself and content with your decisions in life, and you'll be able to make better decisions in life because you'll be making them for you. You won't be making decisions based on what someone else thinks of you or what you think someone is going to say or how they, oh, what is so-and-so going to say about my clothes or my hair or the job I have, or or when you're posturing on social media, buying things you can't afford, or flashing money you really don't have, or taking your happy selfie pictures when you know you're really not happy. You're bullshitting people, and the only person that you're really fooling is yourself. And it's when you stop fooling yourself, when you stop trying to bullshit yourself, and stop trying to be someone that you're not, and stop trying to live up to other people's standards, when you stop doing that, and you start saying, okay, I'm screwed up in this part of my life. Maybe I have a gambling problem. Maybe I have a weight problem. Maybe I don't like the way I look, and whatever it is. There's things you can fix about yourself. And the excuse saying, no, it's always been this way, I've always been like this, I can't change, it's who I am, is bullshit. It's a cop-out. It's a total cop-out, and it's a reason to not change. It's a reason to not put in the effort to make yourself have a better life. And the whole purpose to me in life, I've said this numerous times, I think we are chosen, or we actually chose to come here and inhabit this meat suit on this planet. And it's just a flash in the pan. It's like a nanosecond in comparison to our eternal existence. Even though a lifetime here takes some people 80, 90 years, which seems like a lifetime, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a blip. And when you look at the Earth compared to the galaxy, that puts into perspective how enormously small and minute our existence really is. So when you think about it like that, why should you really sacrifice your happiness? Why should you compromise who you are for any other being on this planet? Why should you not be 100% who you are and true to yourself, good, bad, or indifferent, for anyone else, or to try to prove anything to anybody else? Because in the end, none of it's going to matter. What matters is when you pass away and leave this earth and leave this meat suit behind, two things matter to me. One, that I'm one with God and I am happy and content, and I did good by myself or for myself and for other people, and I'm a good person. I left a good mark, and I'm content with my soul. And the other one is, are people going to respect the person that I was here? Now, I'm not saying, are they going to say, wow, he was so rich, he was so good looking, he was so this or that, all these superficial things. He had it going for him. He had a great house, a great life, great family. He had a great job. Wow, he's going to be so missed. No. It should be the person is going to be missed because of who they are, not because of what they are. So the person that I am, 100%, sure, I rub people the wrong way, but you know what? In the end, I'm still happy. I might be a little miffed as to why someone gets bent over something I say or do, because it's something I want to do or say. And if you get offended, you're getting offended. I'm not offending you. Now, on the other side of that, there's no reason to be rude or intentionally piss people off, but there's also no reason to stop being who you are just because you're afraid of hurting someone's feelings or afraid of what someone else might say. So I used to curb myself. I used to police myself and not say or do things that would upset other people. And I used to do things for people and let people basically walk all over me so they were happy and content and get their way. And then I felt like I was the good Samaritan, and I'm doing such a good thing because I let this person stay in my house rent-free and almost lost my house, because they weren't paying rent. But in the end, it was good for him, but not for me so much. Or I let someone take advantage of me by not speaking up for what I believe in, or not standing up for what you truly, truly believe in. And that's at other people, and start pointing the thumb at you, and start being worried about you more than what other people say, do, or think, things are going to start to change for the better, for you. And it doesn't matter who you are, who you think you are, who you want to be, whatever is right for you. Now, with all the stuff going on in the world today, I don't agree with a lot of the things that people are saying, who they are, and how they're changing, their thought of who they are, even though physically they're not. I won't even get into that because that's a huge debate. It doesn't have a place on this podcast, in my mind. But if a person makes a decision to do, say, or be something that makes them happy, I'm 100% behind it. It's when that person tries to force me to view them as they view themselves that I have a problem. I have my own opinions on the world. Everybody has their own opinions on the world and people in it and all the stuff that's going on. And I think we all should be allowed to have our opinions without other people shoving their opinions down our throat and the consequences for not following or believing other people's opinions. So you don't think like me, so therefore you're evil, therefore you're a conspiracy theorist, therefore you're a bad person, because the way I think is the right way to think, and the way you're thinking is the wrong way. And that in itself blows my mind. Because there is no right way to think. There is no right way to act. There is no right way to be other than being yourself and being true to you. And I'm telling you, if it works for you, whatever you're doing, and you're happy with it, and you can point the thumb at yourself and say, you know what, this guy is doing it right. This guy is happy. This guy is not posturing. This guy is not fake. This guy is real. This guy is honest. This guy is trustworthy. This guy is responsible, and this guy is proud, and this guy loves himself. Or girl, or whatever you want to put in there. But it's when you stop blaming other people for your shortcomings or your decisions and start looking inward and not caring about what's going on the outside and not actually acting and being someone to please the outside world. When you start pleasing yourself, that's when things really start to get good. They really can. Narrow that space between selfish and selfless. And you can be both. But you have to be selfish sometimes in a lot of situations in order to make the right decisions. Let's say you're in an abusive relationship and you're giving, hoping the other person will get better. Oh, they'll get better. I just need to help them. I need to be there for them. They need a shoulder to cry on. I need to take this abuse. I need to let this man punch me in the face so he can feel better. And you're afraid to get out. And then you blame the other person. You blame him. When it's you not standing up for yourself and getting out of the situation. Now, granted, I know there's different situations where it's life-threatening situations and people are afraid, but there's ways to be yourself and to stop succumbing to other people's thoughts and whims and rules and realities, because you create your own reality. Your personal reality. We create it every day with our thoughts. We create our life every single day. Now, something happened to me today that I was really, really pissed off about. I'm not going to go into details, but if you work with me, you know what it is, because I got a big mouth. But something happened today that pissed me off, and I let myself be mad for 30 minutes. And then I went outside. I went into nature. I took a quick walk. I looked at the trees, looked at the water flowing, looked at the people driving by, and started thinking about, does it really matter? In the grand scheme of things, does this little problem really matter? Does it impact my life? No. It impacted my ego. And my ego jumped out and said, what the F? No way, man. Are you kidding me? You can't do that. You know who I am? And then I had to step back and go, well, who do you think you are? I'm just one little person on a little blue ball floating in a giant galaxy, and I'm angry over something that is basically meaningless. So once I got outside and started thinking about it, instead of thinking about being angry, which is, I think, is what we do a lot of times. We get mad at something and we dwell on it and we think about all the ways that it shouldn't have happened, and we think about all the ways that people are screwing us over or doing the wrong thing, and we tend to not focus on what is most important. We tend to not follow our heart and our intentions. And we tend to let our ego jump out and say, who do you think you are? When in essence, we should be saying, who do I think I am? By demanding you do things my way. So, to wrap this up, sorry it took so long for me to do a podcast. I'm hoping that some of these words help you through your day and in your life by helping you to be a little more selfish and a little more selfless, and to actually start doing something in your life that makes you happy, and stop doing the shit for other people. Stop trying to be someone you're not. Stop trying to tell other people or prove to other people who you are by being fake or by posting facades or you know, it's like the people that use those filters to make them look younger. Be happy with who you are. I look in the mirror and go, damn, I'm old. But you know what? Some people can't say that. They didn't make it this far. Especially the past couple of years. Some people, a lot of people, didn't make it. We made it. If you're listening to this, you made it through a rough time, and you know what? It's going to get even rougher. But I don't do politics on this show. That's made for the Thanksgiving table. Anyway, that's about all I got to say, man. I hope you're enjoying this show, and sorry it took so long. I'll try not to, with the holidays and all the stuff going on, I'll try to get back to the mic sooner than 2 weeks. I'm going to try to get back to my couple times a week in the studio instead of sitting in the parking lot. Well, but I just had to get this out there. I had to talk to you guys today because I was starting to wonder what the heck's going on with me. And all the text messages, I appreciate everybody's concern with the emails and the text messages going, where are you? You okay? What's going on? We need a podcast. So here you go. Everybody, I got a list at home of a bunch of people who have texted. I've got some emails I got to read, but I will get back into the studio and do that soon. All right? I hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving, and it's December 1st. It's time to think back at this past year, about the person you were, about the things that you've done, and the life that you've led this past year, and how you've dealt with things in certain situations. Look back and see if you can figure out a way to deal with them better next year by doing things that are more conducive to your happiness. All right? And quit trying to find the negative. If you're out there and all you can say is negative stuff, then stop doing that. All right? That's it. Make sure you grab a copy of the book. Get one for someone for Christmas this year, The Positive Perspective, on Amazon or my website, bepositivepodcast.com. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this show. Text me at 304-506-3332. Let me know what you think about this show, and let me know if you care that I do these podcasts on my phone mobily, or if they have to be in the studio because they sound better and I have that fancy music in the background. But this is just me talking to you, and I'm hoping that you're having a fantastic day. Looking forward to a great month, and they're going to wrap this year up and in a nice big bow and start next year fresh. But let's don't get ahead of ourselves. I want you all to have a fantastic day. My name is Nat. This has been the Be Positive, Stay Positive podcast. I think we can all do a little bit better. I'll talk to you later.